In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at these New Direction K9 bite alarms and a few other bits and bobs to go with it. So today we're going to be taking a look at the K9 bite alarms from New Direction. I've also got the receiver with me and the vibrating wristband. So a lot of tech going into these, but before we get jumping into it, make sure that you subscribe to us and like the video, because that will stand you in good stead on winning these bite alarms. More information on how to win these bite alarms at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But for now, let's jump into these. First things first, when these alarms arrived, they came in this lovely case here. So everything fit nice and snug in there. They're designated little holes. All of the alarms came with a protective plastic cover, which clips on nice and firmly like so. No way of them coming off. So between sessions, clip them on. It should protect the front of your alarms, no issues. Obviously, you can see the snag ears so extended a bit more there. I'll get onto that in a second. But a nice little setup here. Everything that you needed. You've got the lighthouse ears, again, like I just mentioned, and they originally come with just these little stubby bits that go over the top of the snaggers. In fact, I'll talk about them now. So when the alarms arrive, they'll come with the two little stubby sections on the top of the snag ears. So it's just a standard looking alarm. You can unscrew those and then screw in these lighthouse snag ears. So it has a couple of different uses. The first one, of course, it keeps your rod in position much nicer. So if you're fishing tight snags or quite aggressive takes or expected aggressive takes and your rod's getting pulled left or right, these snag ears will stop your rod from going anywhere. The second function that they serve is they've got illuminated ears at the very top. Now these illuminate when you get dropbacks and forward takes as well. So it makes it a lot clearer which alarm's going off and what that rod's doing at any given time. Moving on to the front of the alarms, you've got a couple of dials here, button on the left, button on the right, and you've got the illumination in the middle here. So all of these settings are fairly simple once you get your head around, but what I will suggest if you get your hands on these to start with is go into here, find the user manual and do have a good little look at that, because although a lot of alarms are pretty simple to get your head around straight away, because there's a lot of different things you can do with this to get the most out of them, I recommend reading the user manual. You can get using them straight away, no problems of course, but if you want to sync them up with the wristband and the receiver, and if you get the bivy light and the head torch, all of which can sync up together and work hand in hand so that they're all sort of in unity, so you know exactly what's going on wherever you are and you swim around the lake, something will be notifying you what's going on with your rods, which is quite an impressive amount of indication or information that's coming your way. So yeah, that was first impressions. Is wow, there's a lot to get my head around here, but don't be daunted by it. Sit down with it for 20 minutes or half an hour while you're at home before you go fishing, sync everything up and you're good to go. Before we jump into how to sync all this up with different things, the alarm head themselves. If you want to just get these alarms, go fishing straight away, and you don't want to faff around trying to sync everything up, you can do so. Press and hold the button on the right and it turns itself on. Press and hold again and it turns off. That button, again, if you press it briefly, cycles through the different tone settings. On the left hand side, you've got an MS button. So the M is for mute. Press that once and it will mute the alarm for 30 seconds. Perfect for recasting your rod or making any adjustments to your hanger without annoying everyone else on the lake because you're beeping, because there is such a thing on alarms as an off button. Some people seem to forget that. So hit the mute button and you don't have to let anyone else know that you're doing anything. And then if you press and hold that, you cycle through the different night light settings. So as you see at the moment, I've just pressed and held that and turned it off. If I press and hold again, that's now on auto night light. So when it senses that the light levels drop, if I can cover it, there we are. So the lights just come back on, take my hand away and it's off again. Press and hold a third time and it turns the night light on completely. So it's always on. Press and hold those two buttons together. You cycle through the different colors. Nice and simple. And so that's pretty much the main ones you need to know. And the two dials on the front are fairly simple. You got your volume on the left, which goes from mute, like so. You know, you may be able to hear the receiver vibrating to the right of me, or all the way up to 9, which, let me tell you, is very loud. So I'll put that back on to 0. And on the right, you've got your sensitivity setting. You've got from 0 all the way up to 9. That's my only grievance with this, is that when you go to sensitivity number 9, it beeps through all that many times. So make sure your volume's down when you're doing that, because that could get rather annoying. But once that's set, you don't have to change it. That's pretty much everything other than the illuminated snag ears, as I mentioned. Nice and easy to take on and off. So there, I've taken off the little stubby bit, screw on the lighthouse snag ear, and you're sorted. On the inside, you've got a little bit of rubber, which is nice rubber grip, so it protects your rod and also stops any kind of slippage, or minimises slippage of your rod going through there. But that is the alarm head in a nutshell. If you like this sort of content, then please do subscribe to us and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos coming out from us, and also follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter for regular updates. So I've told you all the basics about the alarm heads, but what I actually like giving you information on bite indication, and very, very good to be honest. As you see, you've got different sensitivity settings, so depending on the conditions you're in, how much sensitivity you need, whether it's windy, you might want to dial it back, or if it's dead calm and you want to know exactly what's happening, you'll have it on full wax sensitivity. But it's also got a few different things when it comes to the noise it makes and the light settings. If I go drop back, as you can hear, it's got a different tone, so that lets you know when you're getting a drop back. But not only that, if you missed the beeps, I didn't see your alarm at the time, the two snag ears either side will keep on flashing for a few seconds, letting you know that the line came towards you. If I give an actual take, it's a single tone, and obviously the faster that roller starts going, the quicker the indication becomes. And the two snag ears at the top illuminate solid, so that lets you know that your line went away from you. So two things which are really handy. That in conjunction with the noises it makes it a lot easier to know what's going on. So I used these the other week where bites are very few and far to come by, and it's quite a shallow water, so I was getting a few liners, and having the differentiation with the different tones it made. So getting a liner, I could hear this, so I knew that it went forward a bit, then came back a bit, and I wasn't thinking what on earth happened there. I could see exactly what happened. I was getting liners. I did also have some fish on that trip, which was quite nice, so I did get to hear these alarms in full action. But that is something I didn't think I'd ever need in my alarms, because I don't have them in my personal alarms. But having used them, I can see just how advantageous that is, because it lets you know exactly what's going on and when and on which rod very, very quickly and very clearly. And whilst we're on the subject of bite indication, we move over to the receiver and the wristband. I've already synced these up, fairly simple to do so, but again, once you've got these alarms, have a look through yourself, because there's different menu settings on here. If I just turn this on, if I turn it on to vibrate, you can go through all the different settings if I press and hold. So you can remote setup, register alarm, drop back set, date and time, Bluetooth set, but all the things you can do on here. You can also control the sensitivity settings, the volume, whether the night light's on or not on all of the alarms, without having to go to each individual alarm. You can do it through the receiver. Now, one thing that I will pick up on this as well is that you've got different volume settings. At the moment it's on vibrate, but if I turn it up, as you can hear, it gets pretty loud, and all the way back through to vibrate. It's got a pretty intense vibrate setting, so if you put this in your missus' pocket, you'll know when you're getting a screamer. One little thing I will pick up on this receiver, and something that I found in using it last week, is that when it was in my pocket with my phone or whatever, and I was walking around, sometimes crouching down next to my rods, it would just knock this little joystick, the little knob there, and it would vibrate or buzz. Just a single beep or a single vibrate, but it was enough to make me think, what's going on in my rods? And then I knew exactly what happened. I just accidentally pushed that around in my pocket, so be aware of that. But sat on a bivvy table or somewhere in your bed chair, in your bivvy, sorry, absolutely no issues whatsoever. That's going to let you know what's going on when, nice and easily. Same with the wristband, connected that up nice and easily. So this, as you can see, fits nice and snug, just like you would with a smartwatch or a fitness watch. If I just pull one of these, that's vibrating. Nothing massive, it's not like a really intense vibrate, it's enough to let me know that something's going on, and it's also flashing blue LED, so I know what alarm has gone off on my wrist. Say you don't have your receiver on you, but you've got the wristband on, you feel a few vibrates, you look at that, see which one has gone off, which is quite handy as well. Finally, the price. Now, for a set of 2 with the receiver, and that includes the illuminated snag ears as well, and the EVA case that everything comes in, you're looking at £149. For a set of 3 with the receiver and the illuminated snag ears and everything, £199, and for a set of 4 of all the same sort of kit is £249, which I think you'll agree is pretty damn good value for money. But if you don't want to pay for them and you want a chance to win for them, this is how you can do it. All you got to do is make sure you're subscribed to us on Carpology and ring the bell so you don't miss any future notifications, and also like this video and comment below maybe a reason why you think you should win these, and one lucky winner will be picked out, and a brand new set of 3 with a receiver, with a wristband and the box that it all comes in will be headed your way. That's everything for now, so cheers for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon.